Washington, D.C., what better place to flex some muscle? Tonight, the 1995 NPC Women's Junior Nationals. At last year's NPC Junior Nationals in Columbia, South Carolina, Carmen Brady, the heavyweight, stepped up and won the Junior Nationals. Tonight, competitors from throughout the country will take their first major step towards getting that pro card and becoming a professional bodybuilder. Their dreams are about to be realized. Washington, D.C. is the site for the Women's NPC Junior Nationals. And hi, everybody, I'm Joe Amato. Good to see you again. We're in the nation's capital where they respect power, and we've got a lot of power on stage tonight. I'm working with a very powerful co-host. You know him as the first runner-up at the Mr. Olympia last year, Sean Ray. Sean, good to see you again.
Good to see you. It's very hot and very humid out here. I don't get to D.C. very often. I'm out in California, so I'm not used to this heat.
It'll be a hot night, and I know you did the Junior Nationals once before.
Yeah, I did. I was in the Junior Nationals in 1986 in Niagara Falls. I pulled a second place, and I believe that's what made the difference in my career. From that contest, I knew I wanted bigger and better things, and I moved on. I used it as a launching pad.
You bet, and there are a lot of women in tonight's show who will use this show as their launching pad, including one of the lightweights, Mary Ellen Doss.
She's really good, complete, balanced, lots of muscle, nice shape. She'll do very well tonight.
A middleweight we'll be looking at, Marcy Killian.
Well, there again, I think you just have a little bigger version of Mary Ellen. So it's going to be very interesting what the judges are looking for in these two ladies.
And a whole bunch of great heavyweights, including Jackie Till and Jennifer Greenbaum.
Well, these are a couple of my favorites. Jackie especially. She's 22 years young. She's got the whole package and a bright future ahead of her, but she's up against a girl that's stacked with lots of muscle in Jennifer.
And, Sean, we're going to jump right into it with the lightweights, and our first competitor is from right around here in Woodbridge, Virginia, Mary Ellen Doss.
Well, don't let that number 118 pounds fool you. This lady's 5'2", but she's completely developed from head to toe. The calves are in harmony with the legs. The waist and the shoulder differential is visible right off the bat. She's got great symmetry and harmony to her muscle. It's very pleasing. It's not overwhelming in any particular body part.
And as we watch Mary Ellen Doss, we can tell you that she was at the Junior Nationals 2 years ago, placed second.
Well, the good thing about this lady is she's persistent, and being persistent, it pays off. You learn from your mistakes, and unfortunately, it takes sometimes a year or 6 months to unveil that new package, but here she is at the Junior Nationals. Looks like a winner to me.
Throughout the show, Sean and I will be talking about the future of women's bodybuilding. We're not sure exactly where it's going, whether they're going to massive physiques or tight physiques. These are the young competitors, so they're going to have a lot to say about where women's bodybuilding is going.
Yeah, bodybuilding, it changes year to year, the judging and the criteria. It's a very subjective sport. It's all how you look at it. And you got 9 judges with 9 different opinions. Some of them go for the mass, some of them go for the symmetry and the lines. This girl's got a little bit of both, which is going to make her a front runner in this class.
Well, Sean, what do you go for? What do you like to see?
I like the shape. I like the genetics. I like her physique. She's very complete. She'll do very well tonight.
Mary Ellen Doss, one of our top lightweights. Coming onto the stage now, and we've got a good crowd here, is Danette Seeley from Massachusetts.
Immediately you notice that she's a little bit slight compared to Mary Ellen Doss. She's about 5 pounds lighter, but you can see the genetic structure. When I talk about that genetic structure, I'm talking about that waist and shoulder differential, the hip girdle, and how the muscles flow. And on each competitor, it's going to be different. Some are going to be gifted with a genetic package that's a little bit more superior than others. So this lady right here, in order to compensate for her lack of genetics by comparison to Mary Ellen, she's got to come in and try to display her muscles in fine detail. Define those muscles, display those muscles, and make up for it in your posing and your presentation, and she's working on that.
Danette has a degree in fitness and nutrition and decided that because of that degree, she needed to look the part, and she certainly does.
Well, looking the part certainly helps if you're training people or you're writing up diets and things like that. They don't want to go to some out-of-shape person to give them a diet or tell them how to compete. So she's done a very good job and gone one step beyond looking the part. She's at the Junior Nationals. Not very many people get to make it this far, so it might help her in recruiting clientele for training purposes.
And Danette looks like she's having fun on stage, moving very well, not uncomfortable, smiling.
There's some people that enjoy this and some people that dread it. This can make or break you if you're in the hunt for that title. This part right here is where, you let that release. It's been 4 or 5 months on a low-carb, low-calorie diet. You need to get up there and have fun because this night is going to last but a moment. And when that moment's gone, you may wait 6 months or even a year.
A great presentation tonight by Danette Seeley of Lynn, Massachusetts. Coming up, more lightweights from Washington. And on stage now, Stacy Moeller from Kansas City, Kansas.
Joe, it's interesting. I'm just making a small observation here, but being in the contest, you don't really know what your competitors are doing. But sitting here and analyzing the contest from this perspective, I'm noticing that a lot of the bodybuilders are coming out and starting their routines with their backs to the audience. And why that is, I don't know. Some people, maybe their back is their best attribute, or sometimes they may be saving their best attributes for when they turn around and hit the audience and boom, there it is.
Well, is it good or bad? Would you start face forward?
You know, it depends. It depends on what your best attributes are. She's got a very nice back, but again, if you're very complete, very well balanced, it doesn't really matter whether you start face front or from the back.
And now we see Stacy. She holds 2 titles, 1994 Ms. Missouri and 1995 Heart of the Midwest champion.
Yeah, she's got a very nice physique. It's a little bit more slight than Mary Ellen Doss, but very similar along the same lines. If you have a very thin bone structure, you're not going to carry a whole lot of muscle mass, and some people don't need it. She's got a very pleasing physique, a little slight, but that's okay. It's working for her. And as you can see, she's also picking out the poses that best accentuate her lines and her genetic structure.
Once again, Stacy looking like she's having a good time out there.
Well, the release. This is the release of all those months of preparation. And if you can't have a good time at this stage, you will never have a good time in bodybuilding unless you're getting that first place trophy. And that's Stacy Moeller. Joe, at this time, I'm going to take you into the mandatories. For the women, it's a little bit different than the men. The men have 7 mandatory poses. The women have 5. Jackie Till's demonstrating the front double biceps. Of course, we're looking at the biceps. We're also looking at the thigh sweep, the small little waist, and the flare of the lats on the sides. And next, it's the side chest. We're looking at the shoulder, the biceps, the hamstrings and thighs, as well as the pectoral muscles. The rear double biceps, 3 major points: width, thickness, and definition. She's got them all. Side tricep. We're definitely looking at the tricep, but again, we're looking at that waist, we're looking at the shoulder, as well as the hamstring and thigh. And finally, the abdominals and thighs. Of course, the frontal abs and the side abs, as well as the overall leg development.
Back to the lightweights now, and here is Deborah Barnes from Baltimore. Her 3rd junior national. She was here in 93 and 94, trying to move up.
She's also our lightweight masters national champion in 1992. Our shortest competitor at 4'10" and 108 pounds, also our lightest competitor, but she's wearing it well.
Is it harder for her to put on more muscle here because of her size?
Well, I don't think she's trying to get big. I mean, there's only so much you can do with your frame. If she gets any bigger, she might start to look stocky at 4'10". So I think what she needs to do is work on her refinement and detail. That's where she can outclass the other competitors.
Sean, I noticed that a lot of the female bodybuilders idolize Sue Price.
Well, a lot of the lightweights do because they can recognize and use her as the yardstick for their own development. They can't really look at a Linda Murray or a Laura Cravell when they're only like 4'10" and 5 foot. Those girls are heavyweights and they're big, they're tall. So Sue Price is one of the role models for a lot of the lightweight women. She got 4th in the Miss Olympia, an excellent choice and an example for these girls to follow behind.
And Deborah displaying her physique very well. I'm impressed so far with all the lightweights. They all look very comfortable on stage.
Yeah, they've got experience. That's why. She's, you know, a veteran of the national scene. She's been around for a few years, and she's competed on the masters level, and she's very comfortable. You can see that in her presentation.
Sean, how do these women score points with the judges when they're on stage right here?
Well, make eye contact. Show that you're comfortable and you're relaxed. You're confident in what you've done. If you happen to be off physically, you got to make up for it in your presentation.
Deborah Barnes from Baltimore. Now from Grafton, Virginia, Denise Gerard, bodybuilder and an artist. At the 94 Nationals, Denise was 7th in the light heavyweight category, so she's got some room to move up here.
And she's also got some strength behind her. She was 5th in the extravaganza, the women's strength contest, and that thickness in her back is a result of doing some serious lifting.
What is the extravaganza?
Well, it's just a strength contest. It's where the women that are bodybuilders go in there and they do push-ups and chin-ups and press a lot of weight for repetitions, but you also got to be strong. She's one of the stronger lightweight girls that are competing today, and you can see that. Look at the detail in her back, how thick it is. One weakness I do see is that she's not real firm in the lower body portion, which is where a lot of girls have problems, in the glutes and the hamstring area. And that, you have to do more cardio, reduce your fat intake, and maybe do it over a longer period of time. That'll come into sync with her upper body, and she'll be a much more complete bodybuilder.
Sean, is her hair a distraction here to the judges?
Well, it's different. I think it's a physique show. You should judge this contest on the physique. Her hair is pulled up and out of the way. It's not taking away from the physique, but many different girls with many different hairstyles, and it's all in the eye of the beholder. I think she looks fine.
Denise Gerard from Grafton, Virginia. Well, the judges have counted up their votes, and here's how it turns out in the lightweight category. From 5 up, Deborah Barnes, Denise Gerard, Stacy Moeller, Danette Seeley, and Mary Ellen Doss is our winner. She's going backstage to talk with Sean Ray.
Mary Ellen, congratulations.
Thank
Great
you.
job. I know
Thank you.
you've been here before. Take a second to catch your breath. You've been here before. You've been trying, and I think you got a second and a third a couple of times there, and
Worth it.
and you finally pulled it off.
I think I can.
So where do you go from here? You win your class here, and
I'm going to think about nationals. I'm just going to take a break for a while and think about it for the next couple of weeks. You know, it's another long haul until then.
yeah, it is. You got some time to eat some food and
Right.
relax, get your life back together. You definitely improved, and you keep it up.
Thank you.
Give them hell in the overall.
Okay.
Okay. Back to you, Joe.
Now let's see how Sandy Rinaldi viewed the lightweight class.
One thing with the NPC, we strive for an overall package. And with Mary Ellen Doss as compared to Danette Seeley, Mary Ellen Doss had that overall package. She has nice muscle shape. She was not really lacking any body parts. She was not quite as separated as Danette Seeley. Danette Seeley had much more separation in her legs and in the rest of her body, but she was lacking a little bit more chest muscle. So some of her body parts were lacking. That's why I think the judges went with Mary Ellen Doss, because she did have more of an overall package, nicer symmetry and a balance of muscle.
Coming up next on the NPC Women's Nationals, the middleweight, so stay with us here in Washington. The NPC Women's Junior Nationals, a hot night in Washington, D.C. My partner Sean Ray is backstage right now with a special awards presentation.
Okay, our next award presentation is one that I can strongly identify with, and that's a special award that basically you have to have the right kind of parents and the right kind of genetics to have. On behalf of GNC, we have the Vice President of Marketing, Gene Behage.
Thank you, Sean. Tonight, I'd like to present the most symmetrical bodybuilding award, Stacy Moeller. Stacy? You know, Mother Nature provides the blueprint for a body, but the final assembly is really up to the person. Well, tonight, I think that really the #1 blueprint for body symmetry is yours. I mean, you've done a tremendous job, Stacy, in putting together form and balance in total. General Nutrition Center is very proud to present to you the GNC Most Symmetrical Bodybuilding Award.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
What does that mean to you as far as winning the symmetrical? Because there's a lot of girls that can get big. You're a lightweight. And there's a lot of girls a lot bigger than you here tonight, but you're probably one of the more complete bodybuilders. How does that feel?
I'm very honored to have this award. Thank you.
Oh, great. Keep up the good work. All right. Thanks, Gene. And back to you, Joe.
A full class of middleweights coming onto the stage now at the Junior Nationals. And we'll start off with Sandy Palmer from Ballston Spa, New York.
Adding a few pounds of muscle to the physique, 132 pounds. And again, these girls will tend to be slightly taller than our previous class. She's 5'3".
She won the New York State Championships in '93 and '94 as a heavyweight.
Well, some of the girls will go from the heavyweight class and come down. They get heavy in the off season, and sometimes they don't look at a heavy body weight. She would actually look a little bit better if she came down a few more pounds to get that extra detail. You can see that she's lacking it in the thighs and the hamstring. She'll need that in order to be competitive in this class.
And one thing that stands out here when you look at Sandy, Sean, is that she does have big quads.
A little overwhelming there. She needs to trim those up, and by trimming them up, she might want to implement some high repetition leg extensions, do some high repetition lunges, and some stiff-legged deadlifts for the back of her hamstring development.
Moving around the stage real nicely.
Again, you can see the lack of detail that she's going to need to be competitive. I believe she knows that. But as a competitor, you still got to get up there and perform, and you really don't know what you look like until you're standing next to your competitors anyway. So she'll use this as a learning tool for her next contest, come in a few pounds lighter, and go for the detail instead of the mass. It's a problem area, that leg development, leg department for the women. That's an area that women have a tendency to carry a large percentage of body fat. But again, they can lose it, implement more cardio, a low-fat diet for a longer period of time.
Sandy Palmer, now Marcy Killian on the stage from Wixom, Michigan. Fascinated by the sport of bodybuilding, and that's how she jumped into it.
Well, immediately what you see is a great skin tone. She's got an excellent tan that complements her hair color and a nice bikini that complements her skin tone. These are small things that the judges do pick up on. But you can also see, as compared to Sandy, she's actually the same weight as Sandy, but she's 2 inches taller, so she's got a thinner frame, but she looks in much better condition. She's a girl that can actually wind up going up a class, whereas Sandy should stay where she's at and drop a few pounds.
Sean, I notice with Marcy, as we look at her back now, nice detail there.
Nice detail, but again, she's going to need a little bit more thickness if she's going to wind up being competitive in the next class, which she'll definitely wind up being a heavyweight.
Another thing I notice about Marcy, Sean, is that her abs are just ripped.
That's an excellent example of being in shape and in condition. Low body fat, you see more detail.
Marcy's husband is a bodybuilder, and we asked her how that works out.
It's good because there's understanding of emotions and what you go through, the hard training, everything, the dieting, everything. And, you know, there's times that it can be difficult, especially when you're both doing a show. But usually if you have a high and you have a low, it balances out at the end and it makes it much better.
And speaking of balance, she's highlighting her best body part, which happened to be her midsection and her abdominals and serratus. Look at that.
Marcy Killian. Representing the state of Alabama is Karen Durham Aguilera. Got into bodybuilding to recover from running injuries when she says that she was a 100-pound weakling.
I can't see it, but I guess she was there. And to come from a 100-pound weakling to a 132-pound contender at the Junior Nationals is saying quite a lot for anybody.
Karen, a veteran of the sport, won the 95 Central Alabama overall, the 94 New Mexico State overall, the 89 Northern Colorado Championship. She's been around.
Yeah. Well, if I had to break her down, upper body-wise, she has everything. It's the hamstring department that she's lacking in, and it's noticeable. She needs to bring up her calves as well. Actually, her whole lower half needs to be caught up to speed with her upper body.
Her biography runs a couple of pages. A very busy and active person, has a career as civil engineer.
Well, again, I'm being hypercritical here. She does have a life outside of bodybuilding, and to bring up those weaknesses, you actually need the time to do that. She may just be juggling both, but she's done a great job here tonight.
We asked Karen Aguilera about her unique career.
I'm a civil engineer. I work for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, where I manage construction projects. In fact, I am the highest ranked woman in construction in the Corps of Engineers, which is a national and worldwide organization. So I've done a lot of traveling, lived in several different parts of the States and in Europe, as my career has continued to move up in the engineering field. And that's one of the reasons I really like bodybuilding. I need that stress outlet, you know, to go into the gym and not think about the rat race that I'm involved in all day long.
Well, see, bodybuilding is about constructive criticism, and I'm glad that she can balance and juggle a career outside the gym and not just be a gym rat, so to speak. So she's a great representative of the sport to be able to have that balance.
Coming up next, more of the NPC Women's Nationals, more middleweights when we come back. Glad to have you with us. The middleweights are on the stage. Here is Joey Strackbein from Washington.
Just another version of 132 pounds, a little bit different from what we had just seen, and a very unique starting position. Right now, she's got the attention of the whole audience just by virtue of laying on her back away from the audience. They're trying to see what's going on. But things happen. They mess up the music, and it doesn't always work out the way you're planning, but she's doing a good job improvising.
Nice recovery.
A little bit different style. I mean, everybody has different styles that reflect their personalities. A wide range of music, a wide range of bathing suits, and a wide range of hairstyles, for example. The women are much more charismatic than the men because they are willing to take chances that men aren't. There are certain poses that men won't do for fear of being classified as a feminine pose, you know, and women will hit any angle from every shot that they can, you know, dream up in their minds, which makes them very creative. What I like about her are her hobbies, cooking and shopping, very similar to mine. That means she's got a lot of time to train. And you can see she's got great shoulder development, very thick, and the arms are very thick and solid. Again, she could be a little bit harder, but she'll definitely be in the hunt when it comes down to the top 2 or 3.
Joey has a title under her belt. She is Ms. Washington, 1993. She has some experience.
Yeah, she exclamation point on that posing routine. Good job.
And now we continue with the middleweights. Lauren Hart from Flemington, New Jersey.
Again, another creative start. Right away, she's got our attention. Taking her time getting to center stage. These competitors got about 60 to 90 seconds to get through their whole routine, hit their best poses, and get off the stage, hopefully unscathed, and leave a good impression on the judges.
She was into gymnastics and then left gymnastics to pursue bodybuilding full time.
Well, that's where it's coming through. The presentation and being in front of the crowd, you can see she's experienced.
And we asked Lauren about the transition from gymnastics to bodybuilding.
I was a gymnast growing up. Then when I hit 16, that was like the turning point. You either go gymnastics or go social life. Social life, I started out just working out, and then the discipline that is applied to gymnastics is the same in bodybuilding. And I met my husband, Michael Sefko. And I told him I was a bodybuilder, and he laughed at me. He just like laughed. He goes, when you're a bodybuilder, you'll know it. And he took it from there.
Well, she knows it now. She's commanding, taking control of the stage, and exuding a lot of confidence. She's happy with what she's got. She's worked hard, and again, you know, when you have people laughing at you, you go back into that gym and you really go for it. And then you can't wait to show these people what you've been working on. And I guess this is her crowning moment right now, because she's right up there in the hunt.
You can see that gymnastics really coming through here, that experience.
Taking control of the stage, very confident, building up to a big finish.
Lauren was in the Junior Nationals in '94 and placed 5th. Certainly would like to move up this time around in '95. Well, the judges are looking things over. They're making their tabulations. And we'll check out how the middleweights did here at the '95 Junior Nationals. Sandy Palmer, Karen Aguilera, Lauren Hart, Joey Strackbine, and Marcy Killian is our winner. Marcy's headed backstage now to talk with Sean Ray.
Great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Traveled all the way down from Michigan for this one, did you?
Yes.
How's it feel?
I know. I'm speechless.
It ain't over till it's over. You just won the middleweight class. I understand you just barely made it in that, on the limit, 132 pounds.
Yes. Yes.
You look great.
Thank you.
Go after him in the overall.
Thanks.
Okay. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you, Sean. And NPC chairperson Sandy Rinaldi explains how Marcy won her class.
In the middleweight class of the Junior Nationals, Marcy Killian had just a little bit more overall package. Her symmetry is a little bit better. Her muscle groups, there was nothing lacking on her physique, whereas Joey Strackbine had a little bit more overall muscularity, but there were still some body parts that were not up to par. So the judges will try to go with the more balanced physique, even though it might be a little bit less of a muscular physique.
Thank you, Sandy. And coming up, the women's heavyweights when we continue with the Junior Nationals. We are looking for a champion at the NPC Women's Junior National Bodybuilding Championships here in Washington, D.C. Coming up, the heavyweights. Right now, we go backstage to my partner, Sean Ray.
We have a special award presentation to make right now on behalf of Twin Labs, the Sportsmanship Award, represented by John Olivio.
Hi, Sean. I'm proud to present on behalf of Twin Labs the Sportsmanship Award. It's an important award. Backstage, the camaraderie is important, friendliness among the competitors, and the Junior Nationals is a big show, big event, and Twin Labs there to support these athletes, and we'll continue to be there to support them. So on behalf of Twin Lab, I'd like to present the Sportsmanship Award to Mary Ellen Doss in the lightweight division. Mary Ellen, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank
good
you.
job,
Thank
and
you.
This is yours, the Twin Lab Sportsmanship Award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
How does that feel to win that, knowing there's so many anxiety and a lot of people so much caught into themselves? That a lot of times they forget about the competitors, and there's some envy going on there. How does it feel to win this award, kind of award from your peers?
Well, it makes dieting and training worth it, but this being my hometown, I guess I felt more relaxed, and I felt like maybe I was the hostess and they were my guest.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a cherishable award, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right, back to you, Joe.
Thank you, Sean, and everybody here at Lisner Auditorium, waiting for the heavyweights. Only the competitors really know what it's like to be on stage, being judged on every square inch of their bodies. But what do they think about when they're on stage? We asked our Junior National contestants what's running through their minds when they're out there. What are they thinking about?
I
try to think about, you know, my trainer, my person who helped me with my diet, Todd Sweeney. He was telling me to, you know, make sure I go nice and slow. And believe it or not, I actually try to think going through my poses, because sometimes I have a tendency to rush a little bit. So I think about that and just try to relax and enjoy it, because you diet so long and it's over just like that. So I'm like, this is my moment to show off. So take it easy and relax and enjoy it.
My thoughts are very muddled and very myriad. I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm having fun. You know, I have to remind myself this is what I've spent all those months dieting and training for, but at the same time, it's just really exciting. It's just a good feeling to just feel good and know that you've achieved one of your goals.
I'm like, well, Dee, this is it, you know? Either you do or you die. You get up there, you practice this. It's just time to make it look like it's going to flow. I mean, I try to look like I have confidence in my posing, and I totally know what's going on. If I think about anything else other than my routine and the next pose I'm going to go into and the transition, I'll like lose track of what I'm doing, and then I'll have to like ad-lib something.
Standing on stage, you're wondering how you look. You're trying to keep everything tight, trying to make eye contact with the judges, and just try to get a feel of, you know, how do I look? You know, what's going on? And then just hope that they call out your number.
I stay lighthearted. I just like to smile. When I smile, I relax and I can pose harder. Otherwise, I stress. So I smile.
What I mostly think about is, oh my God, how everybody else looks, even though I shouldn't be paying attention to them. I worry about, you know, how I stack up to them.
Generally, I'm thinking about getting out of the prejudging and getting something to eat, and that's it. I love food and I miss it. It's like you just need real food, you know, like a pizza or like Chinese. It doesn't necessarily have to be junk food, but something other than egg whites and cream of rice, which is what I eat for my entire diet, other than steamed vegetables, you know. So 4 or 5 months of that, you want substance.
Plenty of awards to be handed out here at the Junior Nationals, and my partner Sean Ray is backstage with another one.
Next is my favorite award presentation, being made by the president of Strength Systems USA, Marty Herman.
Strength Systems USA has been part of the NPC programs for a long time, and we're delighted to support these athletes. They work so hard. Tonight, I'm particularly proud to award this to Lauren Hart. Best Poser Award. What a good job you did.
Lauren, a lot of people get overlooked when it comes down to how much hard work and time and effort they put into their posing. All they think about is the dieting and the training. Tonight you exemplified what a masterful poser you can be.
We are getting ready for the heavyweights. They're coming on stage when we return for more of the Junior Nationals. The women's heavyweights. And here is Andrea Hurwitz from Teaneck, New Jersey. She is trained by popular bodybuilder there, Tony Best.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of the women bodybuilders have male trainers, usually male amateur bodybuilders that are training these females. They have a little bit more direction when they're getting top-notch information from competitive bodybuilding, whereas some girls use a coach or a boyfriend that doesn't necessarily compete. So she's at an advantage getting expert advice.
Now, as we move into the heavyweights, we find that they have different idols. For example, Andrea idolizes Laura Creval, among others.
Yeah, and the lighter weight girls, they were admiring Sue Price and some of the shorter bodybuilders. It's normal to find somebody that's similar to what you can accomplish. She's 5'7.5", and like I said, the heavier they get, the taller they usually are. And that's where the lightweights are at a disadvantage, because you find some girls with the same kind of structure as a lightweight, symmetry and everything, but you add more pounds to it, and then you generally would go for the bigger and better package.
Andrea has an interesting hobby away from bodybuilding. She coaches a Little League baseball team.
A lot of the girls are active in other things other than the bodybuilding that are totally different from the bodybuilding. Whereas men, they say their hobbies are just training. Whereas women have sewing, and what was the girl, a civil engineer, and she's coaching Little League baseball. So the girls are a little bit more interesting than the men.
Andrea Hurwitz. Next onto the stage is one of our top competitors tonight, someone who's expected to do very well. Jennifer Greenbaum from Washington, D.C. Didn't have to come too far for the show tonight.
She's bringing on the beef at 150 pounds. A little short in stature for a heavyweight. She's only 5'4". She's a veteran of the stage, been to several USAs and several nationals. She's looking to try to win her first national title. And she looks like she came fully armed and ready to go. Not a weakness on this lady's body. She could be a little bit harder, but the size is distributed in all the right places from the calves up to the shoulders.
Now, although we know that Jennifer has competed before, she apparently does not hold a title anywhere at any time before.
No, and you know what's unique is that some of these girls, they just never hit their stride, and you only have that one opportunity a year to hit that national title and move on up the ranks. She hasn't hit it yet, but today it looks like she's going to be a formidable competitor.
Jennifer has a very busy life away from bodybuilding. She has 3 kids, and they take up a lot of her time.
The little ones are real supportive. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't make it through. It sounds really strange. Sometimes they stress me out, but they're my biggest supporters. They don't let me cheat on my diet. And they remind me constantly I can't have sugar, I can't have fats. They read the labels. You know, they're a little obnoxious in the morning when I want to sleep. But no, overall, they're my biggest supporters.
She's got her little army of calorie counters there, and she's really fortunate actually that they are concerned about her diet and her training and stuff, because eventually this could wind up being a career should she obtain a professional card.
Jennifer certainly has the size, if she got that pro card, to do well.
Yeah, all she's going to need to move on to that next level is a little bit more detail, a little bit more refinement, and that comes from the diet and the experience. Again, that title is still elusive, and she's going after it.
Jennifer Greenbaum expected to do well here in this category. From Delaware, here is Kimberly Thompson. Holds the 94 and 95 Delaware State Championship title. Won the 94 Eastern Grand Prix Championships and the 95 Gold's Gym Classic. She's got a lot of titles.
She does, and we have a classic example of apples and oranges. She has nothing in common with Jennifer Greenbaum. She's taller at 5'7", but they're about the same weight at 150 pounds. Actually, she's a half pound heavier than Jennifer, but you wouldn't know it by the way her muscle is displayed over her physique. A little bit more frail, a little bit more thinner, the limbs are longer, the muscle not quite as dense, but she looks good, and it's all relative to her frame.
Kimberly, the assistant editor of East Coast Muscle News. She's the co-host of a muscle and fitness TV show on her local cable channel. Her nickname, Country Times. We asked her how she got that nickname.
My husband gave it to me. I was stationed in the Army in Texas for 2.5 years. And I picked up the Texas Southern drawl, and it's pretty much gone now, but the nickname kind of stuck. But as of this year, it changed to Big Country Times.
Big Country
Big
Times.
Country. And you know, she started to lose weight. That's how she got into bodybuilding. It looks like just the opposite. She's probably gained a few pounds because muscle weighs more than fat. It looks better, too.
Sean, she wants to know when you will make an appearance on her TV show.
I'm still working my way up the competitive ladder myself, but she looks great. She's doing a good job, and she'll be very competitive. Yeah, taking her time. And again, you can work both ends of the posing dais, which she has done.
Coming up next, more heavyweights when we continue with the Junior Nationals from Washington, D.C. Stay with us. Joe Amato and Sean Ray here in Washington, D.C., the NPC Women's Junior Nationals. We've had a great show so far. We are in the middle of our heavyweight coverage. Teresa O'Brien. Teresa from West Babylon, New York.
And one of the heaviest out of our finalists. She's 153 pounds at 5'5.5". Even bigger than Jennifer Greenbaum. But the problem is her detail and her muscle quality is not like that of Jennifer's. Jennifer's a little bit older, so she's got a little bit more maturity and detail to her physique. She needs to drop a few pounds, Teresa does, and tighten it up and get a little bit more detail going. It'll definitely make her a little bit more competitive. Looks like she's letting her hair down and getting real comfortable. But again, I said that can be distracting. Her hair is a little bit long. She's got to throw it from side to side so we can see the detail in her back, so it can take away from her physique.
Teresa was the heavyweight winner at the Atlantic States competition.
And once again, Joe, like I was saying, the problem areas on female bodybuilders happen to be the lack of detail and the retention of either water or fat on the thighs or the lower hamstring area. Teresa needs to lose a few pounds and tighten that area up. She'll be a lot more competitive. And I'm sure she's working on that. She says she loves the look she gets from doing bodybuilding, and it makes her feel like she can take control of a situation at any given time. So she feels a lot more confident from bodybuilding as a result of training and being in great shape.
Moves around the stage very well.
Yeah, she's showing her physique to her advantage. But again, the hair's a little bit distracting when it's down on her shoulders.
Coming onto the stage next is Jackie Till. There's been a lot of talk about her. Recent college graduate from Oregon State University.
Well, after she won the '94 Emerald Cup and the Pacific Coast Overall Championship, she was talked about as having a very complete, pleasing package. And by that I mean everything seems to be in harmony or in sync. Great detail, great tan, a nice balance in all the muscles, and just the right amount of definition with not too much muscle. But at 5'6" and 150 pounds, she's in for everything she can handle with Jennifer Greenbaum.
Somewhat of a dramatic start to her routine.
Yeah, and all the girls are different. They like to try to set that first impression, whether it's starting with your back to the audience or starting on the floor. Eventually they get around to highlighting their best poses to their advantage.
A very athletic look she has.
Yes, she does. It looks like she's done some other things other than just lift weights. And at 22 years old, she's got a long way to go. Her model is Sharon Bruneau, another Canadian bodybuilding pro champion. And she kind of resembles her a little bit.
Definitely no surprise that her idol would be Sharon Bruneau.
Yeah, and we have a tendency to polarize ourselves to people that we liken our physiques to. She's a little bit more muscular than Sharon Bruneau. It can be a blessing and a curse to be a favorite going into a contest because all the pressure and expectations are there. So she's going to have a lot to deal with when it gets down to that top 5 and dealing with Jennifer Greenbaum, who is very muscular. Two different ends of the spectrum, hitting the thighs and the abdominals, showing the great condition that she's in. Again, she could be a tad harder, and I think she could also be a tad darker, working on her tan a little bit more because lights are bright. She looks a little bit washed out.
Jackie Till, our last heavyweight. Judges working on their tabulations. And here's how the heavyweights turn out. Jennifer Greenbaum is our champion, just edging out Jackie Till. Greenbaum, the heavyweight champ at the Junior Nationals. Jennifer has picked up her trophy. We know her 3 kids are happy. She's headed backstage now to talk with Sean Ray.
All right, Jennifer, congratulations. You just won the heavyweight class. How does that feel?
Absolutely wonderful.
And so what happens now? I know we got the overall to look forward to, so what happens in between the overall and now? Do you go and pump up some more?
And pump up and hope I can come out and do my best.
So do your best you can. You got some stiff competition. I know you'll do great.
Thank you very much.
Great, okay.
Thank you, Sean. Sandy Rinaldi explains how Jennifer edged out Jackie Till.
In the heavyweight division, Jennifer Greenbaum came in total package. Good muscularity, nice separation, beautiful symmetry. She did her homework. She peaked right on for the show. Jackie Till has great muscularity, a little weak in the separation. She had a little bit more separation in her legs. Jennifer Greenbaum just had everything today.
Coming up the pose down, you'll see Mary Ellen Doss, Marcy Killian, and Jennifer Greenbaum. Who's going to take it, Sean?
It's going to be a tough call, but right now I'm leaning towards Jennifer, just a bigger, better package right now. But Mary Ellen's real tough, too.
The pose down is next when we continue from Washington, D.C., site of the NPC Junior Nationals. We'll be the NPC Women's Junior Nationals, and a big finish coming up. We've got the pose down still to come. We'll crown a champion in just a few minutes. Right now, my partner Sean Ray is backstage. He has an award to hand out. Let's go to Sean.
We now have another very special award presentation. Aside from winning an overall championships, this is probably one of the more prestigious awards in the realm of bodybuilding. And to present that on behalf of Schwinn Cycling and Fitness, Kevin Lamar.
Thanks, Sean. On behalf of Schwinn, a 100-year-old company, we'd like to present the Most Improved Bodybuilder Award. This for us is important because even as a company that's been around for a long time, we strive to improve every year. And we'd like to present this award to Jennifer Greenbaum.
Jennifer, congratulations.
Jennifer, on behalf of Schwinn, we recognize your perseverance and dedication, and we'd like to present you with the Most Improved Bodybuilder Award.
Thank you very much.
Great. How does that feel to actually be officially recognized on behalf of Schwinn as far as making the improvements that you wanted to make?
Absolutely wonderful. I worked really hard this year to improve my back, my thickness, my width. I think also the thickness on my arms.
Right.
The overall size, and
I know you're not satisfied with that because every contest is more improvements to make.
I think you couldn't be a bodybuilder if you weren't a perfectionist, so you're never really happy.
Well, your efforts are being recognized, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, back to you, Joe.
Thank you, Sean, and everybody here at Lisner Auditorium hanging in there for the big finish. NPC chairperson Sandy Rinaldi with a look ahead at the pose down.
The pose down is going to give the judges some difficulty tonight. They have 2 nice packages, one in the lightweight class with Mary Ellen Doss and Jennifer Greenbaum in the heavyweight class. Mary Ellen has nice shoulder structure. She's got a nice tapered waist, good development in her legs, and Jennifer Greenbaum definitely has great muscularity, great symmetry and nice definition tonight. So it's going to be a challenge for the judges to decide which of the packages they like, since there's a good 20 pounds difference between the two athletes.
And we're ready for the pose down now. Our lightweight champ, Mary Ellen Doss, middleweight champion, Marcy Killian, heavyweight champ, Jennifer Greenbaum.
Now, this is the first time that these three girls are on the same stage at the exact same time. The winners representing each category. This is like fourth down, fourth quarter, with 4 seconds on the clock. You got to suck it all up and go for it. This is what you work for. They're being compared in each symmetrical round, and then they're going to go through the mandatory poses. And right off the bat, you see that our lightweight is overwhelming our middleweight with the wider width on the back with a little bit better symmetry, but our heavyweight is just packing on the pounds from head to toe. I think this is going to be a runaway with our heavyweight champion, because from the calves on up, she's a little bit more complete. I like the lightweight in terms of symmetry, but the middleweight is just a little bit too slight. So if we could just get the lightweight to trade places with the middleweight, we'd be able to see who our clear-cut winner is going to be. But I'd have to go with the heavyweight right now.
Sean, you've been in many pose downs, a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, well, the pressure is the pressure we put on ourselves. Everyone up there wants to win. We've been putting in these months and months of training. The waiting is like waiting for Christmas, and it's only the month of February. These girls want to win, and they want to win bad. I don't care how much they say, they just do it for the fun of it, or they enjoy it. All of these girls are competitors, and they want to win. That winner is going to walk home tonight and probably not even sleep. She'll be bouncing off the walls, eating cookies and ice cream, much like the rest of the competitors, but there's something about winning a contest and getting that overall title that separates you from the others, and it makes you hungry, and you come back, and you keep going for more. The winner of this contest is not going to be satisfied with just winning. She's going to want to go on to the next level, which will be the national level, and try to get that pro card, and then she's going to be even hungrier to try to compete for pay.
Now, are you aware of what your competitors look like? What are you looking at here?
You're a little bit aware, but you're more concerned about yourself and how you're presenting yourself. You're looking at, you know, am I hitting my calves while I'm flexing my side chest? Am I flexing my hamstrings while I'm flexing my back muscles? You're more concerned about yourself. You don't want to give up any ground or give anyone the idea that they have an advantage over you. They're holding their ground, so they're all secure with where they're at. But I think that heavyweight is just a little bit too overpowering for all of them.
So go ahead, call it. You like Jennifer Greenbaum.
I do, but that lightweight has got nice symmetry, and she should go a long way as well. Our middleweight's a little slight. Let's listen to the winner.
It comes down to Mary Ellen Doss, Marcy Killian, or Jennifer Greenbaum. And here's the announcement.
Trophy 1995 Women's Junior Nationals Bodybuilding Champion. She's the hometown girl, Jennifer Greenbaum.
Wow.
The hometown girl, Jennifer Greenbaum.
And with 3 kids and a support group, she's going to go and just have the time of her life tonight, I bet. She's floating. She hadn't won a major title, so this is like her crowning moment right now.
Joining her on the stage, Kevin Lamar from Schwinn Fitness, Dave Hawk from Cybergenics, Sandy Rinaldi, Magic Dane, and Pam Betts, the promoters. Great shot of our champion, Jennifer Greenbaum.
She'll be bouncing off the walls. Just her kids will probably drive her crazy tonight. They're so proud of her.
Well, you know those kids will be happy when Mom comes home.
Yeah, cookies and ice cream.
Jennifer Greenbaum wins the NPC Junior Nationals for 95, and we'll be back to talk with her after this break, so stay with us. And welcome back to the Women's NPC Junior Nationals. I'm Joe Amato along with Sean Ray and our overall champion, Jennifer Greenbaum, from right here in Washington, D.C., and I know the 3 kids at home are quite happy.
Ecstatic. Just totally ecstatic. They waited a long time for Mom to bring home a trophy. I've gone to nationals several years in a row, brought home lower trophies, and they're like, why didn't you win? So now I get a win for them.
Well, I know you've indicated you're going to head on to bigger and better things in the form of the USA, which is where you could possibly earn your pro card.
Right.
What's on the horizon there at Denver?
I hope I do really well. I'm just going to go back to the gym, stay on the diet for another 2 weeks, hit the gym for another week, take off another week, and head out a week from Monday.
Well, you're definitely in the front runner spot, and that's a plus.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
Keep up the good work.
Okay. Thank you.
Jennifer, thanks a lot. We hope to see you again.
Thank you.
Okay. Sean, great show, and I tell you what, I was really impressed with the heavyweights. What did you think about the overall effort?
Lots of muscle. I'm going to ask her for a few tips on dieting and gaining some muscle mass. But I said it was going to be deep. She was one of our favorites, and she held true to her word, and she came back and she won the overall. That's a lot to be said for a mother of 3. And she's going on to the USA, and I'm quite sure she's going to do very well there. Look for big things from her in the future.
The NPC Women's Junior Nationals have been brought to you by Schwinn Cycling and Fitness Incorporated, premier distributor of a full line of quality fitness products. General Nutrition Centers, the authority for the high-performance athlete. For all your sports nutrition needs, stop at a GNC today. Strength Systems USA, the largest variety of quality nutritional supplements, making the world bigger, stronger, better. Potency is always guaranteed.